What's better than a glass of rosé on a sunny day? Rose popsicles, perchance? Yes, please, and thank you. That singular phrase, softly posed like a question and wrapped in whimsical sophistication, now echoes across social media feeds, summer gatherings, private gardens, and pop culture corners as the emblem of Meghan Sussex's latest triumph. In the latest release from her As Ever lifestyle brand, the Duchess has proven, yet again, that her touch is unmatched, her instincts precise, and her ability to capture the imagination of a season absolutely undeniable. The image alone could stop time. A round white serving platter blanketed in pristine shards of ice, shimmering under gentle sunlight. On this frozen bed rests a gathering of the most elegant creations, translucent rose popsicles, speckled with bright raspberries, kissed by blush-pink flower petals, and each one like a frozen whisper of luxury. They don't shout for attention. They don't clamor. They simply exist, glowing, crisp, magnetic. And just like that, they sold out. There's a particular grace in the way Meghan presents lifestyle. It's never brash or overly stylized. It's thoughtful, curated, and dripping with detail that rewards the attentive. These popsicles are no exception. They are not just frozen wine. They are aesthetic poetry. In a world overwhelmed by noise and repetition, Meghan created a sensory lullaby, summer elegance distilled into stick form and framed with a caption that reads more like a toast than a post. With 6 simple words, yes, please, and thank you, she invited the world into her world, one where leisure meets refinement, and where fun doesn't mean forsaking taste. The success of these rose popsicles wasn't a surprise. Meghan's entire brand ethos has been built on quiet power and deep resonance. The As Ever brand has not followed trends, it's forged them. First came the soft launch of her highly praised rose, now a celebrity favourite and a sommelier's summer staple. Then came the intimate visual language of As Ever's online presence. Handwritten notes, curated aesthetics, small batch ethos, soft Californian lighting that feels like golden hour at your fingertips. And now this, a product so seemingly simple yet executed with such commanding finesse, it made the entire industry pause. There is power in restraint. While other celebrity brands opt for overexposure, overbranding, and overpromise, Meghan chose elegance. She let the product speak, and the product spoke volumes. The popsicles immediately caught the attention of influencers, chefs, sommeliers, and design editors. Not because they were loud, but because they were beautiful. In a market full of clutter, they were clarity, they were intention, they were Meghan. The phrase "rose popsicles, perchance" became an online calling card overnight. It was cheeky, elevated, knowing. It wasn't marketing jargon. It was Meghan's voice, the kind that effortlessly balances literary poise with modern ease. And while competitors might have tried to catch up with clever copy or rushed imitations, nothing could replicate the original. Because it wasn't just about frozen wine. It was about storytelling. The story of a woman who turned scrutiny into serenity, pressure into poetry, exile into empire. It's no coincidence that the internet's reaction wasn't just enthusiastic, it was reverent. Comments didn't scream, they sighed. There was a kind of shared longing in the responses. This is what summer should feel like. I didn't know I needed this. Meghan does it again. It wasn't just consumers reacting, it was admirers recognizing. She had taken something as simple as wine on a stick and turned it into a cultural mirror, reflecting back the kind of life people wish they could lead. Calm, elegant, fresh, joyful, and above all, intentional. Meghan Sussex has a gift for turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's in the way she styles a table, the way she writes a caption, the way she holds a product not as an endorsement, but as an extension of her life philosophy. These popsicles, now gone from shelves within hours, weren't just a summer treat. They were an invitation to slow down, savor, and soak in the beauty of the moment. That's what As Ever stands for. Not excess, not branding noise, but purposeful presence. And let's take a moment to talk about timing. Mid-August, the heart of the summer, a heat wave across continents, events planned, reunions scheduled, and into this warmth arrives something frozen, something refined. Meghan didn't just respond to the weather, she anticipated a mood. She knew that people wanted refreshment, not just in taste, but in spirit. and she gave them both. There's also the brilliance of texture, a detail few brands consider. These popsicles weren't just sweet, they were textured experiences. The burst of a whole raspberry, the crunch of thin ice, the melting blush of rose, each element carefully selected, beautifully frozen, and delivered with artisan care. This isn't your grocery aisle wine pop, this is curated leisure. This is Meghan's world, and it's a world people are racing to enter. Because every launch from As Ever doesn't just sell a product, it sells a moment, a lifestyle, a memory, a dream. And those dreams are crafted with layers, visual, emotional, aromatic. Think of the petals embedded in the popsicles. They didn't need to be there, but they were. Because beauty, for Meghan, isn't optional, it's integral. That's the real triumph here. Not just the sellout status, not just the praise, but the sheer level of love infused into the final product. Love for detail, love for design, love for the consumer, love for experience. You can't fake that. And Meghan doesn't try to. She leads with it. While other brands scramble to manufacture desire through scarcity, Meghan creates it through sincerity. She's not marketing to people, she's inviting them into her kitchen, into her garden, into her calm, and the world responds, not with transactional excitement, but with emotional loyalty. And that's what sold out the Rosé Popsicles. It wasn't just about heat. It wasn't just about wine. It wasn't even about taste. It was about longing for something softer, for something kinder, for something that cools the tongue and soothes the heart. Meghan didn't just provide a product, she offered relief. And she did it with roses, raspberries, and restrained magic. Even the ice in that image, sharp, clear, abundant, carries a message. It's about clarity, about elegance under pressure, about sustaining freshness in a world overheating with performative noise. Meghan gave us ice, not as a weapon, but as a gift, and we received it gratefully with the same words she offered: yes, please, and thank you. The popsicles are gone, for now. But their impact is just beginning. Already imitators are circling, already discussions are being held, already writers are rethinking what a summer lifestyle brand can look like. And through it all, Meghan remains still, unrushed, unbothered, undisputed. Because when your brand is rooted in authenticity, there is no race, there is only presence. And Meghan's presence, like the popsicles, is impossibly cool. No frenzy, no force, just the soft confidence of a woman who knows what matters, who knows what's worth freezing, framing, and sharing, who knows that luxury doesn't come from price, but from presence, and who knows that sometimes the most powerful product is the one that makes people pause, breathe, and say, yes, please, and thank you. That's the Meghan effect. That's the as ever magic. And that, dear reader, is how a popsicle became the most powerful poetic product of the summer. To all my curious Sussex family, thank you all for watching, and do not forget to subscribe, like, and put a comment. Bye-bye, see you then in our next episode.